Everyone, I am Carmen Michael, the professional mic holder.
Everyone, it's Alexis Cardoza.
What's up, everybody? It's the Wild Rhino Clark Connors from Njpw Pro Wrestling, and I am here getting wild, drinking an 805.
Hey, this is Billy Starks.
Rip F and Bison. I ran out of booze.
I am the fire starter, the Carney Killer. I am born to die, Jake Crest.
This is Bobby Olson.
This is Anthrax of H2O.
My name's Christopher Landon, Anthony Streeter.
My name is Frank Minetti.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Red Air and one half of the PH Boys from Hood Classic Entertainment, representing the Hood Boys, the PH Boys, Purple Haze, Prince Alexander.
This is Martin Stone, the original strong style hooligan.
And today, you have the privilege
of drinking at Moe's.
And you know I'm drinking with Mo.
And you are drinking
at Moe's, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre. It's also mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with drinking at Moe's, where we don't quit drinking at Moe's. That's where it's at, like a power bomb. We hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, know it's a scream.
All right, everybody, taking time out before we get this show started. I want to thank Reaper Apparel for having Drinkin' Moe's be a brand ambassador for their clothing line. They got good stuff. They got t-shirts, they got hoodies, they got beanies, they got lots of great stuff, encouraging everybody to break out of their comfort zone, live their best self, and hey, it's something I try to live every day. Now, be sure when you go and you're filling out your order, use the code Drinkin' at Moe's, get 10% off, and the link and the code will both be in the description. Let's fucking go. Oh, shit. I noticed the people here before you did, fucker.
There's people here.
Holy shit. All right. Well, Big Mo here, Nate here.
Oh, hey, that's me.
My 2 cents. You know the drill by now. YouTube, share, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Hit that like button with the damn tombstone like you're the fucking Undertaker. Let's fucking go. Oh, don't forget about the audio platforms too. I'm tired, goddammit. But
you didn't go to the game last night, did you?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Oh, yes, the Husker game. I was watching it, and yes, I am very fucking happy. For once, they're actually playing like most people that are Husker fans think they should be.
Don't get me started on that. I tried watching it on YouTube, and let me tell you something. If you're going to say YouTube, if you're going to have a college game, now granted, okay, it's not YouTube's fault. It's the person I was watching it off their channel. But when you have a commercial break, can we try and put ad breaks in with that? Because I'm really tired of watching, the guy's based out of Lincoln, so I'm watching a car commercial from Lincoln, and then we get back to the game, and then 5 minutes after we're in that little segment, I've got an ad break for shit that YouTube is promoting.
You know what would solve that? YouTube TV.
Well, I'm not going to spend that kind of money on YouTube TV. I got enough shit going on with the other crap I got.
YouTube TV ain't that expensive.
Because we got to watch heels now.
Yeah. I mean, I got all that shit too. But you know what? Today, we are going to talk about some of the best talkers. And once again, before we get too far, because Lord knows we have stirred up enough shit that I got to start putting this in here.
Who stirs
That's
up
my
shit?
mouth. The opinions of this show are of the two individuals talking, and that's it. We're not affiliated with anybody. Yeah. Now that shit's over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, over my head. All right, so best talkers. Now,
Best
I said,
talkers.
this is our opinions. We're and you know what? We're splitting this up into two. This episode is going to be current, and you know what? We're not just talking about one promotion or another, WWE, AEW, TNA, whatever. All of it. Because, if we try to split it up too many more times, we're just going to have part 1, part 2, part 10.
You're going to have to set it up for a month and just call it Talker Month.
Yeah. No, not doing that.
November 2024 will be Drinking at Moe's My 2 Cents Talker Month.
Yeah. No, not doing that fucking shit.
Nah.
And you know what? How many am I up to now? That's about 4 or 5 already, F-bombs. Somebody start the goddamn counter. All right. So, current. I'm gonna start off with one that I think, I actually just got inspired by who to talk about it right now. Swerve. Like, it's still on my bucket list. It is still on my goddamn bucket list to do that dance with Prince Nana. I'm manifesting that shit right fucking now. There's another one.
There's another one.
But I've said it many times that my sense in wrestling, I gravitate towards those intense personas.
Right.
And good Lord, has he been able to just radiate that the last year or so?
Mm-hmm.
From the initial start to the feud with Hangman to, his run with the belt to everything that's happened recently, he is, without a doubt, one of the best damn talkers out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you gotta say about that?
That's all I gotta say about it. Because most of the time I don't hear him talking. Like I've said on here before, now I'm on a second shift. So I watch it on YouTube. I catch everything on YouTube. So, and most of the time, most of the stuff I watch is when people are actually, what's the word I'm looking for?
Wrestling.
Oh, that's right. They're wrestling. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not talking. But sometimes you'll get some but I have, I'm probably gonna have to go back and listen to some of his stuff. I mean, last time, right before All Out, I watched that segment with Hangman Page and Swerve where Hangman burned down his childhood home.
Yeah, I remember watching that as it was happening.
Which I thought was crazy.
I was like, no, God, no. Yeah, that was like, holy shit. They've been able to, AEW has gotten some criticism, but man,
I mean, when you think about it, I mean, that Friday on Rampage, you had arson. And someone actually told me about
that
this.
was Dynamite.
Was it Dynamite that he said it on? I thought it was Rampage.
I thought it was Dynamite.
Yeah. Anyway, you got arson, then you go to All Out, and you have attempted murder. I mean,
2 different times.
2 different times of attempted murder. Yeah.
Yeah, because one involving Swerve and Hangman, and the other with, Danielson getting the bag over his head.
You know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of Clash of the Champions back in the 80s when Terry Funk did that to Ric Flair.
That's where that spot came from. And Eddie Kingston was apparently upset because he
couldn't do it.
He's pitched that spot.
Mm-hmm.
and Tony Khan turned it down.
Well, okay, so getting off of the rails, probably the reason why Tony Khan would ditch that for Eddie Kingston, because Eddie Kingston looks like he's one of those guys that would put the bag over someone's head and not let go when he's supposed to. That dude has been around long enough where he's got enough beef and enough heat with half of the freaking roster that have been around longer than 10 years that he was like, you know what? If I could fuck this guy up, I would.
Well, I don't really believe that in him. I will say that he definitely does look like a guy that, wrestling, if most people know, predetermined. But he is one that would make that spot in and of itself look like holy shit. That looks like it wasn't a planned spot.
You just broke a bunch of people's hearts.
Oh, fuck you. Fuckity fuck. There's about another 5. About another 5 right there.
Fuck.
But yeah. No, the counter's just for me, motherfucker. All right.
6.
Yeah. No, well, I'm probably closer to 10 now, but anyways, yeah, Swerve, whether in the ring, on the microphone, he is just able to just ooze that intensity that, man, I just eat it up, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You name off one.
Well, there's so many of them out there that like to talk on the mic.
But who out of those are actually good at it?
Yeah. We're gonna go with LA Knight.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, that's a good one.
I mean, when you think about it, the guy's been good on the mic.
Oh yeah, for a
back in TNA,
time.
back in NWA. The only problem was he wasn't in the NWA. He wasn't exactly the center.
Yeah.
So you really couldn't. You really couldn't see it as you're seeing it now.
True.
And then when he winds up coming into WWE, and they saw when he was in NXT, they saw what his persona was. They saw the Eli Drake into LA Knight, and I guess when you change his name from Eli Drake to LA Knight, it works because he can.
Yeah, he can still do the Eli Drake
point thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't do it with his real name. He probably could. Anyway.
Probably.
Yeah. The thing that gets me is the fact that I think that when they called him up, when WWE
when they had that whole Dupree thing, whatever
the maximum male models or something like that.
Yeah, God, that was stupid.
I think what happened there was that they brought him up and someone didn't realize that the guy is awesome on the mic. And the male models went on for what, a month and a half, 2 months, and I think someone finally walked up to Vince and said, "Hey, you do realize this guy's pretty good on the mic."
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you use the microphone for a prop.
That's what happens when you have a wrestling company ran by a guy that would like to use that microphone in more than one way.
We're not going there.
Well, I mean, I already went that way the last damn episode that we talked about it.
Well, we're not talking about him, are we?
No.
We're using him as a context. So someone got into his ear and said, this guy's pretty good. He can do what he can do.
Yeah. We're not talking about a guy that would like to use the microphone as a dildo. I went there.
Oh,
I went there, goddammit.
Ooh,
I got you again.
It's like, goddamn.
Yes.
Oh, where were we?
You should know this about me. You should know this about me from the damn wrestling shows that we go to, that it is my aim to get somebody to crack every fucking time. And you know what? I am even getting that into this damn show. It's going to be my aim to get you to crack at some point every fucking time.
Every time. Okay, well.
I've already done it twice.
You'd already done it twice. Okay, first time was on tape. The other time wasn't.
Fuck it.
Don't think.
Yeah, I thinking's not my strong suit.
But if you remember, and I actually brought this up, we should do something on generic or organic baby faces. You remember that? It was like right after he became a face, but he was pushed as the heel. He was pushed as the bad guy, and everyone just kind of goes, "Hey, this guy's pretty good."
LA Knight seems to me more like a tweener.
He does. And the worst thing is, you remember when we started this whole thing with Logan Paul. Before Logan Paul won the U.S. title.
I hate that fucker.
Well, I get you hate the fucker, but you remember it when they were getting ready for
I'd like
Money
to
in the
forget
Bank. When they were getting ready for Money in the Bank, and LA Knight came out and he goes, doing whatever his promo was on Logan, and he broke out, here's a map for every place you can shove all the bottles of Prime. And then next thing you know, you got Kevin Nash, who, okay, he's got a good podcast, but he's one of those guys that's like, enjoy the product, please. We've talked about it before. Because someone's probably got better mic skills than you doesn't mean you need to go on your podcast and shit all over them. The whole
There's
thing,
so
because
much wrestling out there.
Because Kevin Nash thought that LA Knight was ripping off The Rock. We're at a point right now where you have to rip off somebody or you're not going to make it.
And that's the thing. That's the thing.
Not even rip off. You can sit there and say he's an inspiration.
Yeah.
There are certain things that I've heard that LA Knight has said in his kind of cadence or whatnot or catchphrase that, yeah, it could sound like it comes from The Rock. But guess what? He only used the map thing once, and Nash was sitting there saying, well, remember how The Rock would sit there and say, shine it up real nice, turn it some bits, and stick it up your ass. He's comparing those, and to me, you can't compare those. That's two different things.
My whole thing with it, and it goes right along with his comments. There is nothing wrong with taking inspiration from somebody, but molding whatever it might be into your own thing, where you change it up just enough to where, yeah, it's similar, but different enough to where it's not a complete carbon copy of it.
Exactly. What's to say someone comes up, or not someone comes up from NXT, but let's just say someone just, comes in and just starts saying they're going to, whoop somebody's ass, here, there, and everywhere, start stunning, not even stunning, just hitting their really quick finish on people. Are we going to start saying they're stealing from Stone Cold Steve Austin? That's kind of a stretch.
Yeah.
I got nothing after that.
Yeah, no, I get you there. And yeah,
but
some
LA Knight is probably one of the best talkers that WWE has right now.
I would have to agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one. We were kind of talking about him, but he's out right now. But I have to say, in my opinion, one of the best on the mic, Eddie Kingston. Because, like I said, I gravitate towards those intense personas, and it's like, much like we said with the Danielson bag over the head thing. When you hear Eddie Kingston talk, and he's like doing a promo for a match or whatever, he pulls you in with that intensity. Like if the promo's supposed to be about him being pissed off at somebody, you, for at least that little bit of time that he is talking, you are pulled into believing that, man, that dude seems legit pissed off.
He's pissed off.
And he's one of those guys that can suspend that disbelief, unlike a whole lot of people out there.
When he held the AEW or the American Triple Crown, I had heard, I think it was Tony Schiavone that said that he was the emotion to AEW.
Yeah.
You know how some people will say, you know, they're the heart and soul of something, you know.
Yeah.
You know, they're calling him the emotion of, because a lot of the stuff he does is very emotion.
Yeah, emotion driven, yeah.
Shortly after he signed with AEW, they had they did a video backstage before one of their pay-per-views, and he's the one that sat there and gave the pep talk. And I was like, I'd follow that guy. It's just one of those where it's like, who is this guy? Where did he come from? Now that you realize where Eddie Kingston came from, well, then you realize that, he's got.
Oh yeah,
he's one of those guys that's proud of where he's at. That's all I can think of. I mean, they put him in a crap manager position in TNA, which, okay, I guess it would fulfill another storyline, but he's actually a good wrestler. I'm sorry, he's actually a good wrestler. Why would you shove him in a manager role?
Yeah, no, that was back during the days of TNA Impact where people were legit worried that promotion wasn't going to be around much longer.
And they were just they're just throwing it up on the wall and seeing what's going to stick.
Yeah. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that way of doing things. It's just, you better hope that the majority of it sticks.
Mm-hmm. It's sticking now.
Oh, now, yeah, totally. Like I've said it many times, TNA is a criminally underrated TV product right now. Like, if they had the TV deal that WWE or AEW has, they would be an even closer number 3 promotion.
Oh, hell yeah.
Than anybody's been since ECW. My 2 cents on that one.
Ah, there you go. Here, break out the my 2 cents. Had to break it out.
All right.
It's my turn, isn't it? You know who's actually okay? What I'm going to say is probably going to might irritate some people. Roman Reigns.
You know, I can see that.
When he first came up, I would think it was during that time. Now, granted, all 3 members of the Shield have done great things. All 3 members of the Shield, Hall of Famers. Every one of them. I don't care what their past looks like.
Yeah, most definitely.
But Roman Reigns is the one that, in my view, when they first came up, my 2 cents. Gotcha. In my opinion, that one thing that he needed to what?
I'm still winning.
Whatever. That one thing he needed to propel himself higher than what he was, he needed to learn to talk on the mic.
And he has definitely gotten better.
Gotten a lot better.
From the point when John Cena was giving him shit in a promo in the middle of a show to where he is now, night and day difference.
Oh, tons.
Night and day difference.
What I would like to see is I'd like to see this Roman, the Roman now, go back in time to that time when it was John Cena and Roman Reigns, and I'd like to see what would happen then.
It would be a bit closer.
Yeah. And you wouldn't have that great line of, it's called a promo, kid.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he is definitely way better than he was back then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Okay. You know what? I got another one. And I think you would have to agree with me on this one.
Okay.
Always ready, Matt Cardona.
Oh, God, yeah.
Dude. That guy he knows how to not only sell himself, but sell whatever the hell he is involved in.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, but I don't think there might be some people a little better, national TV wise, but independent wrestling wise, nobody can sell himself or whatever he's involved in like him.
Oh, no, hell no.
He could teach a damn master class at it.
He's the draw. He is the one. Before we started recording here, you talked about one of your hopeful interviews that you're trying to get. And I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to ruin it.
It's not set in stone yet.
No, but you said as you said, he's busy, and you're trying to get him before he goes overseas. Cardona's the same way, except Cardona's had a little bit more time to do it.
He's got his machine-like schedule down to a science. I don't think there's any argument there that man has it down to a science.
He knows what he is doing.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I don't think he'll be Cardona could be a Hall of Famer. I just don't think he'll be in a WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, they're what was it? GCW or somebody has an independent wrestling.
Yeah, I think it's GCW.
Because I know they got the death match one, but they also got an independent wrestling one. So, all right, yeah, no, I would have to agree. And even if let's say he gets another run with WWE to end his career, I think he could add towards a arguable WWE Hall of Fame career, depending on how that run goes.
Mm-hmm. Well, you also got to realize that his last run, who was in charge? So if you were to actually say, okay, let's bring in Matt Cardona, we'll give him a run, you've got someone in there that could actually do this. Could actually do this really weird thing. Really weird thing. It's called look him up.
You have that there now, as opposed to a guy more fascinated with Dookie Booby. Got you again.
God damn. Anyway, so yeah, I just lost my train of thought.
Oh, all right. We'll do.
Yeah.
We'll each do two more.
Okay.
You next.
Oh, me next. Oh.
Well, I was the one that named Matt Cardona. Fucker.
Well, that's all right. Well, how about Ethan Page?
You know what? He is
he's one of those that he didn't have much talk time when he was in he didn't have much mic time when he was in TNA.
Or AEW.
He had some.
He had a little bit more there.
He had a little bit more, but that's only because they shoved him in with Scorpio Sky and whatever his name was. But yeah, shows you how much I care about that dude. So but he had somewhat, but it was mostly yelling or whatever else. So the guy's got some mic skills.
That he does.
And now you bring him in where he can actually, and you put him in NXT, which some people might think is an absolute sacrilege. But if you look at it, he probably does need some help with some mic skills. It's not like he can't perform in front of, 15, 20,000 people. He just needs he needs that little push on the mic. He's got good skills. He just needs a little more.
Yeah, you give him that little bit and let him run with it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The current age of ego right now is running wild in NXT, and I wouldn't mind seeing him or someone from TNA come over and challenge him. Josh Alexander.
Yeah. Although with them both being heels right now, it might make more sense to have them team up against somebody.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Reunite the North.
That would actually break the internet.
Probably. There would be a lot of internet wrestling fans that would be losing their mind.
Lose their ever-loving shit. Fucking North!
No, there'd be lots of dookie booby.
I don't know how you can do that when somebody's not in charge. Anyway. Actually, with the person that's currently in charge of NXT, it would be holy dookie booby.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some argument that could be made that
party days.
Shawn Michaels, I don't know. For a guy that Mr. WrestleMania and could arguably be one of the absolute best ever in the ring, has proven that some of the stuff that he's done leading it behind the scenes and putting the show together, it's like, do you even know what you're doing?
Well, look who his best friend is.
I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's proven it.
He's proven it. I mean, he ran NXT. He made NXT before it became what it is now. He made it into a viable, if they were just to say, fuck it, we're going to make NXT our own show. We're not affiliated. We're not going to see anyone from Raw or SmackDown come here. This is us. We're just going to be NXT. We're going to make our own belts. They're not going to say WWE on them. We're just going to be NXT. We're going to be world champions, world tag team champions, women's world champion. They could have been a very viable number 2, because this is before AEW came around. It would have been WWE, NXT, and whoever else.
Yeah.
They were the ones that were trying to, I mean, shit, you'd sit there and you'd watch their show and it's like, oh, for up-and-comers, they're okay. Then you watch their pay-per-views and you're like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah. Back then.
And then that also goes
to, were like you wanted to.
And then you watch these people get called up and then they're just shit on.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows what to do with them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that is definitely.
Oh, we're getting off track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an unintentional LA Knight callback. All right. You know what? Another one of my last ones. The Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. You know what? You can even say historically he's one of the best on the mic. Much like with Eddie Kingston, he has that way of just oozing that intensity in his words that you're just drawn in. Okay, during his time in WWE, when they had, and I can never say this show's name with a straight face, but Great Balls of Fire, when Samoa Joe said the name of that show, he is like one of the only people that could make that show name sound like it wasn't a joke.
Right.
And, for somebody to be able to do that, that shows something special. And then, he's doing, I've been loving his work with Hook.
Oh, hell yeah.
And, being kind of that, hell, a very similar type of mentor to what his own father would have been if he were, able to actively compete. Because Samoa Joe, Taz had very similar styles.
Samoa Joe actually had Taz as a mentor in towards the end of his TNA run.
That he did. That he did. So yeah, there's those similar. They've got those tie-ins there too.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I just gotta wait and see what they're gonna do with him once he's done filming.
Oh yeah, because he is.
Speaking of which, somebody actually, I saw a picture of Samoa Joe while they're in the middle. I think they're doing a break. He wound up doing a meet and greet somewhere. Yeah, he's got a freshly shaved head.
Okay.
It might be because of well, of course, it's because of the mask he wears. The guy's bald. Sweet Tooth is bald. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to start watching that again.
So you know what? I'm gonna have to go and watch the first season because I haven't watched that yet. Oh. All right, last one for you, and then I got
one for me. No, okay. So I guess we didn't really figure this. Is it something that nobody would know about, or is it just anybody?
Anybody.
MJF.
You know what? It would be a crime to have an episode about good talkers. I'm pretty
sure that if we didn't mention either MJF or even CM Punk, that somebody would have gotten in our case and going, "Hey, you do realize these guys are probably better than 90% of both rosters together."
Nope, I can agree. As much as there have been some things I haven't liked about CM Punk, you give him a microphone, people are going to listen.
Oh, hell yeah.
MJF, much in the same light. You give him a mic, let him run with it, people will listen. Some people might argue about his, his face run maybe not being his best, but I like to think he could, in my opinion, he could do just as good as a face as he did as
yeah,
maybe not as good, but very close.
He's one of those guys that you just look at both sides of this coin and you realize he's better at being a heel than he is a face. Maybe that's just the way,
some people are that way.
It's kind of like, could you turn Ricky the Dragon Steamboat heel? And if you could, how would it work? Granted, yes, MJF wound up becoming a face because of the tag team thing that he had, the tag team run he had with Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Names. Fuck. So
fucking
I know. So that's how he became the face. And then next thing you know, it's like, all right, well, let's just run with it. Because what are they going to do when he's not with Cole and he's getting all this support with the kangaroo kick and all this other crap? When Cole gets hurt, are we just going to make him a heel again? I mean, let's see where this can go. I'm pretty sure someone goes, let's see if we can make this work.
Yeah. You know what? And hell, now that he's back to being a heel,
he's not really back.
He's back to where, he's back to his
asshole.
His asshole in the he's oh god, that can be twisted around bad.
He got
holy fuck.
He get his asshole twisted?
Much like Vince might like to get his. Almost got you there. All right. Now, okay, so before I get to my last one, I do want to say that, there are going to be a lot of people that we could mention,
Mhm.
but with, only a certain amount of time, yeah, we're going to miss a few people.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously in the comments, let us know if we miss somebody. And you know what? Hell, we can start the whole damn conversation on that. But all right. Last for me. Because you and I have both, maybe not as much seen him on the mic, but we have ran into him a few times. Sammy Callahan, Death Machine. That guy has
who
to be
just celebrated a birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Sammy.
Yes, happy birthday, Sammy Callahan. That guy on the mic, like I've said a few times, with gravitating towards those intense personas. That man on the mic, intensity. That's one, like, if I had to choose one word to describe Sammy Callahan on the mic, intensity. Every time.
I mean, it's one of those things, you don't learn about people until you actually see them up close and personal. So the first Revolver show that we went to, I didn't realize that Sammy was right there.
You're right there at the door. Yeah.
Right there at the door. He putting the meet and greet thing, handing us our posters and whatnot. And he stands up and he comes about there to me. And the first thing that popped in my head is, dude, you're short as shit. And I'm not about to say that to Sammy Callahan. He'll kill me. But when it doesn't even have to be a promo that he's cutting on somebody. It could be just him talking before or after the show. And you're like, you can't see it. The Revolver show we went to, season finale. At the end of the show, when he said, fuck, the cameras aren't on anymore, 50 to 75% off the merch. So I'm going to turn this up. And there's a hat right up there that I bought at the Revolver show. Just because of the way he was talking, I was like, you know what? He just made me buy some merch.
Yeah. I need to. The only reason I didn't get any Revolver merch that show was because they ran out of my fucking size, and those one size fit all hats, bullshit. Not on Revolver. That's like anywhere. One size fits all hats are bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I can never find one that fits my big ass head.
Well, I mean, you got the Packers hat on. I mean, that's
fuck you and your goddamn Minnesota bullshit.
Oh, hold on. I never said I was a Minnesota fan. Never.
Much love to the people of Minnesota. I've got no issue with it.
No. We give each other shit all the time.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, no, Sammy Callahan, hands down, whether, he has been back with TNA, maybe not featured as much right now, but man, his work on the independents and with Revolver and everywhere else, man, if you get to hear him on the mic, you are just going to be like, your ears, boom, right towards wherever the hell he's at.
Oh, God, yeah. Like I said, the first show we went to, he sat there and got people to sing happy birthday to a baby. A baby.
A baby, yeah.
And then use the words, there's a fucking baby in my crowd. And I'm like, I'm looking for the baby. I'm like, Jesus Christ, where's this kid at?
Yeah.
He's intense. He is intense.
And I love it.
Hell yeah.
Good.
You need that for someone that owns the company.
When you own a company that has the reputation of putting on the quality that Revolver does, you need intensity.
You do.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what you got with Sammy. He's
oh yeah, you got that and then some. But all right, that is about all I have for now. Hope everybody has a good rest of their week. Let's fucking go. Goddamn fucking button.
Dookie movie.
Dookie booby.